Yo, what's up guys? This is PURARI here, and today I'm going to talk to you about my track that I released on Revealed with Landry called Tomorrow. So, just a typical sub bass. For this one I used Nexus, and it was this BA Punchy sub preset. A little bit of EQ, using a mid-side EQ on the sides to cut away all the side information. And then over here, I'm just cutting away 28 Hertz and 133 Hertz to give room for the top bass. So the drums actually sound like this. This is the full loop. CPU is kind of going a little bit. That's all right. Okay, so for the drums, use a drop clap. Drop claps are found in pretty much every single sample pack. They sound like this. Nothing crazy going on. EQ, compression. This is actually just giving a little bit of a side chain, I believe. Just to duck the very first transient from the clap out of the way of the kick. Then I layered the clap with the ride. That's the same ride I used in the breakdown, which was pretty cool. The next thing I used is I went to Dennis Koyu sample pack on Splice, and I used this dub clap, I called it, which is just like a big, fast double clap. So again, pretty standard of progressive house. I tried to keep the drums a combination of progressive and psytrance. All right, so the breakdown of this track started with me just playing around with some chords and stuff like that. I like to always start with the piano. Nothing crazy. I've been using this piano forever. It's actually the EXS piano in Logic sampler. It's the Steinway grand piano. So I wrote some chords. They sounded like this. I mean, really basic chords, nothing too crazy. What I'd like to do after that is I love to layer my pianos with a respace. You can find respaces anywhere. They're just really big, detuned stereo types of basses. This one actually is coming from Nexus. Not a lot of processing, just EQ, just boosting up that higher frequency for a little bit more harmonics. EQ for automation, and a compressor for sidechain later on the track. But together with the piano, sounds like this. Then, of course, I needed some more atmosphere, so I added some pads. Again, typical Nexus patch, nothing crazy, just some EQ on it. The one thing I want you guys to notice, though, is that the pads is actually the same pad, but one's panned hard right and one's panned hard left. This way they get out of the way the piano, out of the way the vocal. They're not clashing or anything, and they're just creating this vibe. So all together, they sound like this. Super big atmosphere, very low in the mix, but they add so much to it. Next couple things that I added really were some high strings. You can find these samples everywhere on Splice, or you can create them by yourself. Just a really high octave string. I also added some atmosphere. Another thing that's kind of in the background that you may not notice is I added this pluck sample. I'm not even sure where I got it. It's actually just a Vengeance pluck or something like that. But again, the pluck has some Pro Q on it. It has a lot of reverb, actually. It's giving this really long reverb tail. You can see how it sounds like this. The reverb and the delay make it really big. And then I have this pancake plugin on it. It's just like an auto panning plugin that I like to use, made by the same guys that make Kickstart, the cable guys. And it's just panning it from left to right every half note, which I thought was pretty cool. So Building it up, it all sounds like this. And then lastly, I just added this atmosphere vocal gate type of thing. Very typical in psytrance to do like a vocal gate. I found this one on Splice actually. It sounds like this. So I discovered this plugin called Soothe. And what this plugin Soothe does is it's actually used for vocals, but I found this thing because it's an automatic dynamic EQ that somehow finds all the harsh frequencies and tucks them down. So with this EQ, I was able to exaggerate everything from 1K to about 8K. And when I turn it on with this depth knob, you'll see that this Soothe algorithm takes all the harsh frequencies and tucks them down. So again, CPU issues, but this thing really solved all my issues. So I recommend looking into this plugin. I absolutely love it. Probably can't mix without this thing now because it's really dope. So the next thing I did, took out this resonant frequency in the leads. You can hear it right there. It's hurting my ears actually with headphones on, but I took that down. I also took this area of the lead down because, again, resonance, no good.